guys, it's Alysa. Today's video is going to be a review on the e.l.f. little palettes over here. They're all new to e.l.f. I'm excited for these because they're palettes and I love palettes. They're so much easier to have around because you get all the colors that you need, or almost all the colors you need, in just a small palette instead of bringing a bronzer and that highlight and that highlight. This all consolidates in one little palette. And e.l.f., if you guys don't know, is a very affordable brand. They have great quality products. I am in love with their brushes. They're super amazing. Great quality products for the price. It's amazing. So you can't complain. So over here I have 3 palettes to share with you guys. I bought all 3. They each retail for $6, I believe, and a palette, like my Anastasia contour palette, was $40. So I got 3 palettes for $18. Yes, such a great deal. So the first palette that I got is the bronzer palette. It comes with 4 different bronzers you can also use to contour with. The next palette I got is the contour palette. It has 2 highlighter shades you can use to also set your concealer, as well as 2 contour and bronzer shades. And then the last palette, which I'm super excited for, is the Illuminating Palette. It comes with 4 different illuminating highlighter shades, so that's exciting. So with the palette, I love that you can actually customize the palette itself. So this is how it looks. Super small, super thin, super sleek, and it comes with a huge mirror, which is amazing. That is a huge plus for me. And it comes with a very nice size pan palette with the products inside. And in the back, you can actually pop them out. I don't want to pop it because I did it and I almost broke a nail by doing it. But you can pop out each color and actually customize this pan. But you cannot customize the illuminating palette. It doesn't have anything to pop out, which is okay with me because I like this palette on its own. I am so excited to do this video for you guys. If you guys want to see how these e.l.f. palettes work and how well they are, then just keep on watching. Alright, so these are just some of the e.l.f. Cosmetics brushes that I own. They are great quality. They are so soft, easy to clean. It works really well, especially for the price. So first, I'm going to actually apply a little bit of concealer underneath my eye. So the reason why I applied concealer is because I wanted to use the e.l.f. contour palette to set the under eye area. I want to see how well it works. And the brush I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. blush brush. It's tapered. I don't use it for blush. I like using it to set my concealer just because it's tapered, if you guys can tell. And it just fits right in the under eye very nicely. Oh, I dug my nail into the color. I hate when I do that, man. And I'm going to be using this shade. It's like a very nice beige banana color. Applied the powder on this side and I didn't apply the powder on that side. So you can tell right away that it highlighted my face, which is really nice. And it doesn't look choppy at all. I'm actually really impressed with this palette so far. I'm going to go ahead and set the other eye. And next, we're going to go ahead and contour the face, still using that palette. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. contour brush. I love this brush. It is so affordable. It's like $6, I believe, $6 or $3. It's hard to remember, but I love how it gives you that chiseled line. I also use this to kind of bake underneath the contour as well, just because sometimes I don't like to have that super harsh line. But for today, we're going to go ahead and give it a try. So I'm going to be actually mixing these 2 shades at the bottom in the contour palette. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed is that the color payoff isn't a lot. You really have to pound your brush into the product to get that actual coverage or the payoff that you want. And it's a waste of product when you're just kind of pounding your brush in there. So I'm going to be using the mineral powder brush to kind of help define it more. And I'm going to be using the bronzer palette. Let's see if that does anything. We're going to go ahead and go into these two shades because they're the more matte finishes. These two actually have a little bit of shimmer in it. So we're going to jump into these. I'm like really patting my brush in there to get some color. And then I'm going to be using these two shades up here to bronze my skin. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed from the bronzer palette and the contour palette is that with the more darker shades, you do have to really pack your brush to get some color payoff, which sucks because you really want there's actually a good and bad thing about that is that you can control how much product you're applying to your face. So if you're using the contour shades, you don't want to go in so harshly. You don't want something so pigmented that when you touch your brush and put it to your face that it's just this super streak line. But you want a lot of pigment though. So with this palette and a little bit of the contour palette is that they don't give you a lot of pigmentation on the skin, so you can actually build it, but that's also a bad thing because you're just pounding your brush into the product to get some color payoff, that you're actually wasting some product. So that's actually just my little thought on that, which kind of is a little upsetting because you don't want to have to work extra hard to get the look that you want. I still don't even look like I contoured at all. Like, it doesn't even look like it. So I'm gonna actually see if I can clean it up to see if that helps. Okay, so while that's baking, we're gonna actually move on to the Illuminating Palette. I'm actually excited for this one. And I'm gonna actually, ooh, I didn't think this one through. Because I usually use a fan brush. And this is not from e.l.f. So we're gonna actually use one from e.l.f. So we're gonna actually use the e.l.f. blush brush. Wow, e.l.f. makes a lot of blush brushes. But this one I like because it's a little bit more softer, less dense, and it's also tapered. So I'm gonna actually use that to highlight the face. And I'm gonna be using the Illuminating Palette. These ones have really pretty shades. We have a very light yellowy, highlighter. Next to it we have a very pretty champagne color, and then underneath it's more of a paler champagne color, and on the bottom we have a very pretty peach tone color. Kind of want to go ahead and jump with this one, and let's go with this one, and then we'll probably use that as well. So I don't have any highlight. Let's go ahead and just go in there. This one seems a little bit more pigmented. It's very light. Like, the color is really light. This would look so pretty for more people who have a paler skin tone. This Illuminating palette is actually really nice. It really highlighted the skin. It didn't give it kind of like that shimmer you want. And a highlight, it actually gave you kind of more of a nice matte highlight. There is some shimmer in there. So applying it to the face is a lot nicer. You can tell that it's super pigmented even with like one little tap. It's so pigmented. And you get a lot of color payoff, which is really nice. Applying it to the face, you can tell that it gives you like a really nice highlighted glow, which is amazing. So overall, you get what you pay for. These palettes are only $6. They're super affordable. The color payoff is just lacking inconsistently. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on the palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you guys can stay tuned for more of my videos. I love you guys all so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video.